Hey Campus Georgia, back in the man cave. Looking at this guy, right? Pretty beat up, isn't it? It's a Scout. Thinking about restoring it. Having some decisions to make. Let's check it out. So what I'm talking about is this guy here. And you can see it says Scout on it. It has the tip bolsters. It's an equal end, white handle. And that's the issue I'm having. It's pretty beat up. You can see it's coming apart. The handle's all beat up. And I was looking at the handle, and it's actually got like a cracked ice look. I don't know if I can show you this. Let me see if I can get it. See the dark area here? If you look at it carefully, it looks kind of like cracked ice. But the outer edges here, nothing. It's like it's worn off, and it was like a coat they put on there. I can't replace that. And look at this handle. I mean, it's a disaster. It's worn away. It's broken, cracked. Been like, look at that. And I'm thinking I should just replace the handle material. It needs to come apart because I got to fix it. There's nothing. And you can see why. I think the pin is broken. And now there's nothing holding anything together here at one end. Now it is a pretty cool knife. It's an old Scout. 3-blade. See that? This is pretty worn away from sharpening it. Probably more of a spear point with that deep belly on it. Bottle opener, screwdriver, and this old style can opener. And believe it or not, it's made by Colonial. Not only that, if you look really carefully here, okay, you can barely see the tank stamp. It's almost gone. It says Colonial RI USA. It's really hard to see. Here's the interesting thing. Colonial is curved, that half moon thing. So I looked that up because trying to find the age of a Colonial is almost impossible. It takes a lot, and I don't have that skill. But I came across something where somebody said, if it's rounded like that, it's the first tang stamp they used. Well, Colonial started in about the 1930s, and they only used that tang stamp for about 4 years. So we know this is from the 1930s. Yep, he's an old one, older than me, and that's saying something. So I'm thinking I want to restore it. I want to fix this whole issue. I really wanted to fix the handle material, but I can't. It's just so badly beaten up. So what I'm thinking of doing is I have some G10, and it's white. It's a little bit whiter than that. I couldn't find a creamy color like this, and it'll fit on there. The problem I'm going to have is that this G10, one piece is too little, too thin. If I put 2 pieces, it's too thick. There seems to be no in between. So I found me some white plastic. It's from an old for sale sign plastic stuff. I'm thinking of gluing that on there to give me the depth that I need so that I can replace this handle. I'll take the badge off, and it's a pretty cool badge. It's beat up. Don't know what they were doing with this thing. And I'm not sure that this was original. You see that hole there? It's for a bale. And it's in such an odd place. right? It's right next to the pin. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue, take the knife apart, glue the handle material on there, clean it up, get it roughly to the right size, drill it, pin it, and then think about the bail. I do have a bail here. This is the only one that is big enough for it. I might just change the shape a little bit because, as you can see, I can squeeze it and make it longer, but I want to get rid of this round. I want to make it more square, just because. I found some pictures, and the pictures I found, they didn't have a bail either. So there's that. So that's the plan. A very cool circa 1930s Colonial Scout. If it works, it'll be a great addition to my Scout collection. So let's have at it. So the first thing I want to do here is glue these together and make two pieces for the handle. I just want to double check something again because I'm paranoid. This is the G10. You know, I'm kind of liking two pieces of G10. I think this is too thin. I thought it would be enough. I think I'm going to go with these two. So I'm going to glue these together. And while we let that set properly, I'm going to be using Loctite super glue, basically the professional liquid. Works really well. Be careful, don't get it on you because it's sticky. Quickly. And while that dries, I'm going to take this guy apart. Just take him totally apart. That'll allow us to clean it up a little bit better on the insides. We'll take this off, take the badge off, put that aside, and then use the liners here as the guide for where the holes are going to be for the pins and all that good stuff. So let's do that. So we got these two glued together with the super glue. Gonna let them dry. Now let's take this guy apart. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a utility blade, razor blade from a utility knife, and we're going to use that to cut through the old pins. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this pin is cut through already. I'm not sure, but let's see. Well, let's cut the other sides because I can't really see if it is. So I'm just gonna want to cut through the center pin and that pin. So we got to find a gap here, and I'm seeing a gap there. Be really careful putting this in. Slide it up here. I'm going to open this and sit this on the vise. And just slowly tap it through, hopefully. Very slowly. Using a soft blow. One. Two. Interesting. Spring, so you can see. So apparently this is not broken. So we're just going to tap through that one as well. Now, the reason the spring comes out was I cut the middle pin, and that's all that holds the spring. You'll be seeing that when I put it back together, hopefully. I'm just going to hold it at the bottom because I don't want it flying everywhere. I have safety glasses on and gloves. There we go. Okay, like I said, we have one of the springs has come out. The other spring is still in there because the pin is still holding it. But if I pull off this center spacer, liner, you can see it there. So what I want to do is I want to just lay it out so that I know I have all the parts. And you can see what I'm talking about with this spring. One end of the spring, other end of the spring. This is a double spring because you've got two tools and it only has one pin holding it. Pins are through the tools and the blade, the other pins. So let's get this off. Bottle opener and screwdriver. The Scout says down, that's the top, and the tool faces down. Obviously this cutout here, see it there? It's going to be for the knife, so that when it closes, the nail nick is right there on that dent. Can you see that? All right. So now what I want to do, these are actually in pretty good condition. Not worried about these. We can clean these up without dipping them. I don't really think we have to dip anything, because we got to get these off. Let's get these pins out and then get this handle material off. Take that off, put it aside, and put that stuff on. Actually, I have something better than that. This is actually a pretty handy tool. It's an automatic center punch, mark-in punch. And you just push down and there's a spring on it that'll pop it in to mark. It's really good because it gives you good control when you need to punch something out. And it's not going to damage this. Problem I have with this is sometimes it goes too deep, makes the hole bigger or dents it. Fortunately, that came apart on its own. Let's see if it works on these. There you go. See how it just pops it out. Oops. Okay, so here we've got the blade, opener, can opener, our two springs for the tools, the old handles, and then I've got the outer liners. Now, another indicator that they say about trying to date a knife is this. You see these tip bolsters and how they're attached to the outer liner like that? They're not separate. That's an indicator as well. And I believe they used this sort of thing from like 1920 to 1940 before they got rid of them. So this was pretty common back then. That's what I read anyway, and I'm sticking to it. So the tip bolsters on the outer side. And here we have the badge and the old handles. Pretty brittle. You can see they're not very strong. Let's get this badge off. But I don't want to get rid of this, and I don't really want to break this, because I want to use the holes in this to line up on there. So this will be the other marker, so that I know where the badge goes. He says, and slowly. We have our badge out without breaking any tabs or anything. That'll go in the don't lose drawer. And we know this is the one for the badge. So once I get the handles on there, I can line up the holes here again. Mark the holes for where the badge is going to go into the new handle. Let's clean these up and then start putting the handles on. So what I want to do is just clean up all these on the handle and that sort of thing. These tools are not in bad shape. Somebody's been through them before. You can see how this is still shiny, but that's all rusty. They didn't take it apart, and they just cleaned it while it was together, which is the safe way to do it, but it was falling apart anyway, so we took it apart. We can really clean it up now. These are brass, so I just want to clean them off. I mean, they are the liners. Really, on the liners, you do see the insides when you look into the well, so you want them to look reasonably clean. This is the center liner, so you're going to see both sides. I've got some 1000 grit here, and I'm just going to lightly rub. And you can see how it's just stained on the brass. A light rub. Just lightly going back and forth. And you can see the difference. Now I know the handle's going on here. The reason I want to clean it up is I want to get rid of all this stuff, because it's going to affect the way the handle glues to it. So you want it reasonably clean. Interesting, if you look at this tip bolster, look there. Apparently, somebody cut into it with something, or they just didn't do a good job. You want a nice clean working surface for the glue. In fact, we'll even scratch it a little bit to give it better traction. But first, just wanted to show you this so that you know. See the tip bolster here? If you look at it now, you can see, if you look carefully, right there is the pin for the tip bolster. And when they make the tip bolster, they have that pin, so they can push it through there and pin it onto here, as well as glue it. If it comes off, you're going to have to pin that back on, so be careful. Don't be flexing the stuff too much. Okay, so I cleaned up all these. Okay. And thought I'd have a look at the tools. Here's the knife. Remember, it was all over the place, plus the pin was loose and that sort of thing. Well, turns out, found the problem. See that? Yeah, that's not good. I was thinking of maybe putting solder there and trimming it up just to stop it from slipping, because I can't grind that off. If I grind that off, the spring won't work. I'd have to move the hole. And I've seen that done. Southern Knife Hobbyist did a great job, but I don't have the workshop to do it. I'm going to try and solder it and see what happens. If not, we'll put it together and See how it does. Kind of disappointing. I could change the blade. Say hello to Mary. She's in to make sure. Yeah, the boss is in the workshop checking, making sure everything's where it should be. Yeah, she wasn't impressed with my blade problem. She said I should have checked it before I went on. What do you do, right? I'm just going to clean these up quickly. Just going to clean them off. The important bits are the inside, this edge here, because when you look in the well, you'll see it. You want it to be nice and shiny. This one doesn't look worn. Let's look at this one. Oh, look at that. I don't know if I have another one. I'm going to try the whole solder thing and see how that works. Obviously the spine is going to show, so we need to show that. I could do this when it's all together, which I will be doing when I polish, but if I can get most of it off now, we're ahead. Alright, let's see if we can get this solder to stick. It's not going to stick. I think I'm going to clean it more. Interesting, it's stuck on the other side. Huh. Okay, let's try this again. Mary trying to get into the drawer. Here she comes. No. You can't be around us, it's hot. Now she has decided to sit right on top of everything here. She is fascinated by the smell of the knife stuff. I don't know why. Huh. Let that cool and let's clean it up and see what happens. And now I want to do the same thing on this, where it's worn on that spring there. I'm hoping that'll keep it flat. Huh. Hopefully, by giving it more surface area, there's still hard steel there. It'll stop it from sliding onto the side. Huh. That's the plan. We'll see what happens. Let's put the handles on. Okay, so now I have to get these onto here, which means I need to trim them down so that they're a nice firm fit in here. So I'm going to have to trim them, and then once I have them sitting in there nice and tight, I'll glue them in. Then when we flip it over, we'll be able to drill the holes we need. The 2 holes for the badge. We'll worry about that once these are on. We have to slowly file down one edge. Okay, so we have it in there. Let's do the other one. Okay, let's glue them on. So I'm just going to scratch up these surfaces and let's glue them on. We'll let them set. So I'm just going to put this together, so because the nail nick is there on the blade, I know it lines up with that, so when it goes in it closes on there. We know there's nothing on the other side of the blade, so this is the, we have the middle liner. Thank you. Spring goes there. I'm going to put this little nail in here. It's a little small for the hole, but it gives me room to put everything together, allegedly. I'm not sure if that's the way they go. Put it together. Is that gonna work? Spring feels like it's there. Huh. Well, that's kind of sort of promising, right? I think this might work. I think this might work. I think I want to pin it right now and clean up the scales. I always forget to thank you guys for sending me tools and things. You guys just surprise me every day. Thank you. I think this was Brandon. He sent it because of the razors. I need to rehandle some razors, and he said that'll help. So now I think I'm going to pin it, and then we'll finish up the handles. I'm hoping this is going to work. We also got to put that budge on. So let's pin it. Well, no snap. This has nothing.
but might just need oil, and I think with the solder I need to oil it more. Yeah, that spring is already wearing into the side of the solder. Let's clean it up and get it looking as best as we can, put it all together and see where we're at. Put the badge on. Yeah, all sorts of good stuff. Can't decide. Let me play with it some more.
Well, not my finest day at the cottage. Man, this is disappointing. A couple of things. One, I should have looked a little closer at it. When I took it apart, I should have looked at those tang on the blade, the spring. Unfortunately, I cannot weld anymore because I have a pacemaker. Otherwise, that's the way I would have gone. Just put a spot weld on each of them and file them down. That probably would have worked. The solder, not so much. It's just too soft. And it's already wearing on the blade. And I can see it. And eventually it's going to push it over again like it did before. So that's unfortunate. What do you do, right? That's why you do these projects, because you learn. Even if it's something you don't want to learn. It did not work at all. Here it is. Here, you can see it here. I mean, the handle in that worked fine. Don't have a problem with it. It came out nice. Got the badge on without destroying it. Just no snap on the blade. And it's already starting to move. And I've hardly opened and closed it. So that just tells me the solder's not going to hold. Unfortunate. But hey, we learned something, and that's always a good thing. You know, I always learn something, win or lose. So there you go. Sorry, that's an hour you're not going to get back. It looks very nice. I'll put it with the rest of my scouts, because it is a scout knife. Maybe I'll talk to the guys at work and see if I can get somebody to spot weld it, and then I'll take it apart again and spot weld it and fix that. But I haven't given up. Here's the next project. Yep, I'm gonna do that rehandle on this guy, a fish knife. It's an Imperial. So that's what's coming up next. Hopefully that'll work. I've checked this a number of times to make sure it's going to work. I don't see any problems, so look for that coming up next. You all be safe out there. Drilling, filing, sharpening, just playing with sharp and shinies. Pay attention. Always, always be safe. Wear your safety stuff. Goggles, gloves, respirator if you need it. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Maybe not so much on the like. You know the story. Pretty sure I'm going to be back. Like I said, I have this project that I want to take care of. I like that idea, and it's, you know, I like to make things for myself and say, look, that's mine. Working on a walking stick, just so that you know. That's going to take a while. It's going to be called the doodle stick. I'm going to doodle on it and then carve the doodling. Hopefully. Thanks for watching. Always, always appreciated. And we'll see you again soon.